Hi, we're Adam and Laura Gordon, and we're serving in Uganda with Engineering Ministries International. So EMI is an organisation of Christian engineers and architects, construction managers, surveyors, just other design professionals, and we seek to serve the global church through our skills and our training. I'm a structural engineer by background, and I'm the engineering manager here at our office in Kampala. Laura.
And I work remotely with our UK office as their intern coordinator.
So we wanted to talk just a little bit about how God has provided for us as we've stepped out on this journey of mission. So to start the story, I suppose if we go back, I studied at Corpus Christi, and I had a job for after I graduated. So it was in my final year, which was actually the first year that we were married. We were at HT. Laura was working for Friends International in Cambridge that year. And I found out probably about 2 months before I graduated that my job back in Belfast fell through. And I was sort of left, I kind of turned down all of these graduate jobs through that last year and left just wondering, well, what's going to happen next? So I thought maybe I can take a year and work for a Christian organisation or something like that. And I thought, well, maybe I can do that with a Christian engineering organisation. So I ended up Googling Christian engineers and EMI came up. And their UK office at the time was in Colchester. And we both felt like this was very much what God wanted us to do. The one issue being that it was a support funded role. We had to raise all of our support for that. There wasn't a salary. And we kind of just done a year of doing that with Laura's time with Friends International. You know, I was a poor student and she was raising support, and we sort of thought, like, God, we've done this. We've done our year of like trusting you and living by faith. You know, could we not do that, please? But we very much felt like this was what he wanted us to do. So we decided to go for it, despite not having any family or friends in Colchester. We trusted that God would sort of provide for us. And long story short, in the space of about 4 weeks or so, God provided a house for us rent-free for the year. He provided a car for us to get around, and he gave us, through a roundabout way, £300 worth of food vouchers that we could spend at Tesco's and things like that. And it was one of those just incredibly encouraging things that actually, I think for us, I certainly feel like I want to know for sure that things are going to be okay. And I want to sort of step into a place of comfort where I know that stuff is lined up. But it doesn't seem to be the way that God has wanted us to work. He's wanted us to make that decision first of all. And once we've committed to it, then he provides through that. And it very much seemed to be that for our time with the EMI, that he sort of said, well, there's a house and there's a car and there's some food, you know, what more do you need? So that was back in 2011 that I finished with the EMI UK, and we were really exploring at that point, is this something that God wants us to do full time? We're both missionary kids, and we were just wanting to see if he wanted us to move overseas at that point. He very clearly came back and said no, so I got a job working as a structural engineer in New York-on-Trent, and I'll pass over to Laura for the rest of the story.
Yeah, so we moved to New York-on-Trent. Adam was working professionally as a structural engineer. I kept busy at home. We were blessed with 2 lovely girls in that time. And as part of our local church there, we were involved in supporting mission. And yeah, we took a couple of teams to Spain at that time. And the second team, we went on as a family. And really that was the beginning of us pushing doors again and asking God, so what does it look like to be involved as a family in mission? And really just exploring again, did God want us to go overseas? And really the obvious thing to us was to go with EMI, but we didn't want to fall into that too easily. So there was a period of searching and exploring, and then it really just became clear there was a need here in the Uganda office, and we just really felt God saying, this is where I want you to go. So we were accepted with EMI in autumn of 2017, and we found ourselves again in that place of needing to raise support and really having to trust God for that. And it was just so encouraging to look back at how God had been faithful before in providing, and to know that if he was calling us to do this, that he would provide. And really over that next year, we just saw that once we had taken that step of faith, then God brought his provision through his people. And it's just so humbling and so encouraging to see God do something that's just not humanly possible. And yeah, a year later, we were here in Uganda, and we're just so grateful to God, and we're so grateful to friends and family and churches who've supported us. So we'd like to thank you guys for being part of that. It's really, such a blessing to us to have you be part of the work that God is doing here in Uganda. So thank you.